Andre Fili takes on Christian Rodriguez this Saturday on the main card of UFC Fight Night. And this is a good fight. You know, Christian Rodriguez, he's used to fighting kind of these young up-and-comers, fraud checking a lot of them, so now he's taking on a crafty vet and Andre Fili, who's fought, you know, the who's who of the division. So I'm curious to see how this one plays out. Andre Fili, 35 years old, 5'11", with a 74-inch reach, and he's 24-12 in his career. Southpaw striker, good feints, great movement, good head kicks, body kicks, uses his range well for 145 pounds. Has a decent chin, you know, had a good chin against Swanson, but he can be finished. Been knocked out a few times in his career. Fights well on the back foot, does well landing punches as people are coming into range. You know, was getting hit a little bit by Cub Swanson in his last fight, which is concerning. Has good wrestling, 70% takedown defense. Trains at a Team Alpha Male, so those guys are known for their wrestling prowess. Did pretty well against Cub Swanson in their fight, getting him up against the cage, getting his takedowns, and really only losing to, you know, the top tier talent of the division: Melquizael Acosta, Dan Ige, Nathaniel Wood, Joe Anderson Brito, Bryce Mitchell. So only losing to really good guys, but like I said earlier, he can be finished. You know, he gave Melquizael Acosta the guillotine while on the ground, KO'd by Dan Ige, KO'd by Joe Anderson Brito. So that is a concern, especially considering he's 35, getting up there in age, been in the UFC since 2013. So been in a lot of fights, a lot of wars, a lot of tread on the tires, taking a lot of damage. Christian Rodriguez, he's going to be the younger guy at 27, 5'7", with a 71.5-inch reach, and he's 12-3. So he's going to be giving up 2.5 inches in reach and 4 inches in height. But he's got really good wrestling, good front chokes, you know, power guillotines, anacondas, darces, mixes up his striking and wrestling really well. Just very calm and collected. You never really see him kind of panicking or, you know, looking like he's struggling at any time in the fight, even if he is in a bad position. Has really good defense on the feet, keeps his hands up, kind of no wasted energy as he's moving in and looking to land strikes. Has power in his hands, you know, good kicks, good knees, has a really good step-in knee that we saw in the Austin Bashi fight. And really good scrambles, really good wrestling ability, good at reversing positions on the ground. You know, you'll see him get taken down, put in a really bad position, and he just kind of like effortlessly gets back to guard and then gets back up to his feet. Has 69% takedown defense, which is pretty good, but, you know, like I said, really good at scrambling on the ground and getting back up to his feet if he does get taken down. Great cardio, great chin, so very well rounded. And Christian Rodriguez, not even in his prime yet. So I'm going to go with Christian Rodriguez. I'm going to go with CeeRod in this one to be the aggressor and put a pace on Fili. You know, working in his takedowns, weaponizing his cardio. He's the younger guy. He's looked really good early in his career. Has a lot of experience in the UFC so far for being so young. Since 2022, he's fought. Would this be his ninth fight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be his ninth fight in the UFC. He's fought a lot of really good fighters, a lot of really good grapplers. Hasn't fought a pure striker yet, though. But I think that with his style, he's good on the feet. I think he'll be able to implement his wrestling pretty well against Andre Fili, who, you know, can be taken down, can be overwhelmed, and you know, I see CeeRod, you know, moving forward. He's got a good chin, so I think he can take the offense coming his way from Fili. He hasn't taken the damage that Fili's taken in his career, so I just see him pushing forward, you know, throwing big shots, looking to crash into the clinch, looking for the takedown, kind of dirty boxing there, and just kind of beating up Fili in the clinch, mixing it up very well, pushing a high pace. And, you know, I think he'll find a choke in this one. I think he'll find a choke in the transitions that he's going to force Fili to be in the scrambles. It's going to be dirty. And I could see CeeRod finding the submission, getting a front choke, power guillotine, darce on the ground, something like that. But if he can't get the submission, I think he'll do enough to win rounds and get a decision. Thanks.